Good morning, everybody. So it is before 7 o'clock. So I've been up for I don't know, a half hour probably. I did edit the video last night and then I got it uploaded this morning. So that's already done. So yeah, I always end up waking up quite early when I sleep without the rain fly, just because the light gets bright as soon as the sun starts to rise. But that's okay. It's an absolutely beautiful day out here today. There was some dew, pretty heavy, but the mesh seems to have stopped most of it, so I stayed dry, so that's pretty nice. But everything else out there is pretty wet. So another thing is there was what sounded like a couple mice running around under the tarp last night. So that could be fun. I got to go find them and make sure they don't get anywhere they're not supposed to. I was a little worried they were going to chew their way into the tent, but it doesn't seem to be the case, luckily. So I'm going to pack everything up inside the tent and then get out there, get some breakfast going, and get out onto some flowing water. I'm so excited. Well, this is really interesting. When I woke up this morning, I could see well past the dam, and within the past hour, this fog has rolled in, and I can barely see anything out here today. And the river angel was definitely correct about the water level. So this stick right here is where the water level was last night. He said it drops quite a bit every morning, so he was most definitely correct. It looks like it might be coming up again just a little bit as people wake up and need more power. They'll start pumping more water through, but man, that is a crazy difference. This is kind of crazy. The water's got a really nasty, scummy layer, and there's some trees that were like 4 feet underwater. I mean, I'm standing in what was probably at least 5 feet of water last night when I pulled in, if not a little more. So this is crazy. But I think it is starting to rise again. So that's interesting, but I can't really go anywhere until this fog burns off. So I'm going to pack up camp, get breakfast going, and hopefully it won't be too long. I'm also very lucky that this is like a rocky bottom so that I can actually drag the boat down to the water when the time comes, and it's not just knee-deep mud. So I'm very glad about that. But it is really cool. I've seen a lot of foggy mornings before, but I've never actually seen one form, because it wasn't foggy at like 6:30, and now like an hour later it is. Very much so. So it's really interesting. Well, the sun is out and it's starting to burn through the fog, so hopefully that'll be gone soon. It is getting a little bit clear now. The water's rising and it's starting to flow a little faster, which is really exciting. So for breakfast, I have Rocky Mountain Scramble again. This is the last breakfast from my second resupply, my leftover food from before my parents came up. And yeah, I'm going to enjoy that, drink some coffee, get camps all picked up, and get on the water once it clears up just a little bit more. Okay, so it's a little after 8:30. The sun has burned off all the fog, and I'm nearly packed up and about to head out. So I'm going to hurry up, get that going. The water is continuing to rise, and it's flowing a little bit faster, so I don't have to pull the boat near as far, which is pretty nice. So I'm going to pull the boat down onto some more level ground, get it packed up, and then head out down the river, which is so exciting to say because it's been lake for so long. So I have 30 miles of current, and I am just ecstatic about it. Okay, so it's 9 o'clock, and I'm finally ready. I've got the boat packed. The waters continue to rise, but because it's so low, I've got a pretty good distance to go out before it gets deep enough for the boat to float, which is not my favorite thing, but I'll survive. Another thing that I got, one thing that my parents brought up was a phone lanyard. So I finally have it. It's attached to my life jacket, so now I can't drop my phone in the water. So I did finally get my parents to bring that up. It's just something I forgot when I started this trip. Okay, I'm on the water in the current, and it is an absolutely beautiful morning. It's still kind of hazy, and I'm not entirely sure if that's fog or smoke, but it is just a beautiful day out. There's very little wind again, so might be another hot one, but I am moving and I'm really enjoying that. It's finally clearing up and it is an absolutely beautiful day. There's a nice big island in front of me and just some nice cliffs on this side, and I'm really enjoying it. The water is crystal clear and absolutely beautiful out here today. I would wish for a little bit of wind. Now that I'm in the current, the wind doesn't really bother you near as much as it does on the lakes, and it's actually a nice thing to keep you cool, but doesn't look like, at least so far, it's not going to be very windy. So we'll see. Yesterday I kind of cooked a little bit, but hopefully it won't be too bad today. Man, this is pretty exciting. There are large trees on each side of the river. This is pretty cool. The water has continued to rise, and it should continue until about 9 o'clock tonight, and then once everyone goes to bed, they'll turn down the water as the electricity draw drops. So pretty interesting stuff to see how much the water changes, because it was over 5 feet this morning that it had dropped from last night. So pretty cool. So I'm just cruising down this current, really enjoying today. It is currently 10:30 and it is just a absolutely gorgeous day out. Alright, so it's 11 o'clock and I just reached a very exciting milestone. Actually, I didn't just reach it. It was about a couple miles ago. I just now realized that shore right there is Nebraska. That is super exciting. That is state number 4. So I won't actually be going through Nebraska. I will just be following its border. And right now I am heading east along the Nebraska-South Dakota border. And eventually I will turn south and it will be the Nebraska-Iowa border going down till eventually the Kansas and Missouri. And then at Kansas City, the Missouri River turns east and goes straight across the middle of Missouri. So that's the rest of this trip, and I am very excited about it. So this is state number 4 right there. So one interesting thing about Nebraska is they do not have a below the high water mark camping. So most states, anywhere below the high water mark, which is the top of the bank there, is free to camp on. But in Nebraska, it is illegal to camp. So I will be staying either on an island or on the left-hand shore for the foreseeable future. But that's okay. Hopefully there'll be plenty of islands I could stay on. That is my preferred camping spot. So there's just a slight headwind and it is rather enjoyable. I got the current pushing me downriver and there is just enough of a breeze to keep me cool. So I am, as I mentioned, enjoying all the trees. So it kind of started out, there was no trees in the past couple weeks, and it turned into all cedars. And now there's a mix of cedars and quite a few other trees, which is really cool, and I'm enjoying it. I think I even see a couple oaks in there now. So the farther south I move, the more variety of trees there should be. Very interesting. So I'm just cruising down, trying to stay in the channel where the most current is and where it's deepest. So it's usually on the outside bend of the river, and it crosses over very rapidly typically, and you got to be careful to catch it when it does cross over, because it gets very shallow very quickly if you miss where the current moves. So just got to keep your eyes peeled. Well, I'm just cruising down the lake. It is very calm and absolutely beautiful today. And there's a couple nice little cabins here right on the water. So pretty interesting stuff there. Very close to the shore, and there's a bunch of cows. I can get pretty close to them. But still a very cool little place. It just makes you wonder how many times it floods. Alright, it is now noon and the Nebraska shore is just covered in houses at the moment, and I've moved over to the other side of the river following the current. So for lunch I just have a rec pack and some cookies Nothing too fancy going on. So I'm gonna snack on that while I just continue down. The current's not too terribly strong at the moment, but it's still helping me go along. I'm doing at least 3 to 4 miles an hour, so it's pretty nice. I'm really enjoying my afternoon. I've got a bit of a headwind, which is slowing me down a tiny bit, but still not really a big deal. I'm in current. So most of this bank, on the outside edge at least, has a rock placed by the Corps of Engineers to keep the banks from it being eaten away. And I'm currently on the South Dakota side. So the river turns to the left here slightly, so soon I'll cross over to the other side and follow the Nebraska shore for a little bit till the river turns again. So just a very calm, beautiful day. There's some lovely fluffy clouds all over the place, and I'm on a moving river. This is awesome. It's been so long because I haven't really been on a river since I got to the top of Oahe, which was weeks ago. I don't even know how long. Felt like forever. So this is awesome. I have one more delta, one more lake, and one more dam on this trip, which is kind of crazy. So looking forward to that. So if I can get far enough today, my plan is to stop right before the delta, hopefully a little bit early, get all my editing and chores done, and then hopefully get up early and have a full day getting through the delta, because I've heard it can be pretty nasty. So just want to be prepared and don't want to get stuck in the middle of it when night falls. So that's kind of the plan tonight and tomorrow, is to get to the delta today, get through the delta, and partly down Lewis and Clark Lake tomorrow. And the trees, I know I keep talking about them, but they've gotten a lot bigger. Like, that is an absolute monster in North Dakota, but you know, it's a normal sized tree here in Missouri, so pretty cool. The trees are getting bigger, that is for certain. I never thought I'd be excited about seeing trees, but after being in a landscape without them for a month and a half, it's pretty exciting. So I've still got a bit of a headwind. It's making the water a little choppy, but I'm still cruising with the current, following the shore. I'm on the Nebraska side again, just switching back and forth. That's kind of how it typically works on the river. The current does not stay in the middle, that is for sure. But just a beautiful day. I'm enjoying the cicadas singing in the trees, and yeah, I'm just really enjoying it out here today. I just have to keep reminding myself to pay attention, because on the river there's a lot more dangers than there are on the lakes. Because with the current, you can hit underwater logs, the sandbars can pop up out of nowhere. You just really got to be on your toes. And I've been pretty lax for the past month out on the lakes. There's not a whole lot that happens on the lakes other than the wind and the waves. So wind isn't really too much of a factor on the flowing river. So it's more the landscape itself that can cause issues, the trees and the sandbars. So just gotta pay attention. So it's about 2:30. I've got a headwind that's slowing me down a little bit, but the current's still pushing me, so I'm going about 2.5 miles an hour now. But it's okay. It's a beautiful day. So I've still got trees on both sides, and just cruising down the river. It's kind of funny. I feel like I'm back on the lake with this headwind. It's pushing me back and the current's pushing, and they're pretty much the same. So I'm just having to pedal. At least I'm used to it. So yeah, the headwind's definitely slowed me down. So I don't know how far I'm going to get today, but we'll see. It doesn't matter. It's not a race. There's some amazing rock bluffs all the way down on the Nebraska side. Pretty cool. So I'm just crossing the river again here and continuing down these bluffs here until the next turn. It's a beautiful day. There's still a bit of a headwind, but I'm still Still cruising down the river. And there's a closer look at the bluffs. They're the biggest ones I've seen in quite a while, and they stretch all the way down the shoreline. So very cool. I haven't seen bluffs like that in quite a while, so I'm enjoying them. So it's 5:30 and I've been cruising down these beautiful cliffs most of the afternoon. It's been pretty nice. The river's pretty straight in this section, and there isn't too much current here. The river's really wide, but I'm still moving down river slowly, and that's all that matters. And it's just really pretty out here. I'm nearly at the end of these cliffs here, but I've been able to hug them for a while and stay out of the sun, which is always nice. I've kind of been having trouble with my lips. They've been burned real badly, and they just won't heal because I'm out in the sun all day. So I do keep them. I use chapstick quite often. I have some like Aquaphor healing stuff that I apply, but it's just taken a while, and they're just continually being abused out in the sun. So most of my face is covered most of the time, but just part of being outdoors, all day, every day. But that's okay. I'm just continuing down the river here. We'll see how far I can get today. Okay, it's about 7 o'clock. I finally reached the end of the bluffs. There's kind of the last one for now, and I'm getting tired. I've been tired for about an hour. I've been hoping it was just like an afternoon slump and I'd get a second wind, but so far it hasn't happened, and I'm just continually tired. But that's okay, just got to keep going. It's 7 o'clock, so if I see a nice little island, I'm probably going to stop, but doesn't look like there's too many coming up for a little bit, so we'll just see. So that's kind of why I'm out in the middle, because I'm hoping to run into an island at some point, because I wouldn't mind stopping a little early, because I am very tired. One of the downsides to sleeping without a rainfly is that I wake up as soon as it starts to lighten outside, which is pretty early. So we'll see. I think it's supposed to be like almost no chance of rain again tonight, so I probably will still do it again tonight, because I do enjoy having the air movement, and just being able to look at the stars as you fall asleep is really cool. So I'll probably do it again and wake up again early, and probably be tired again tomorrow. But that's okay. I will survive. Okay, so it's only 7:30, but I think I'm going to call it for today. I'm pretty tired, so I'm going to set up on this little island here. It's nothing much, but there is a pretty good knoll of sand there. So if the waters do rise for whatever reason, I do have a spot I can go to. So I don't think they're going to. It looks like the waters are going to rise another 2 feet, or at least it did yesterday, and then drop again in the morning. So yeah, that's what I kind of expect. So I'm going to pull the boat up to the dry sand, and I should be good for the night. Okay, so I've got the boat pulled up kind of on shore. The water keeps rising, and if it stays where it did last night, it looks like it's getting all the way up to here. So I have to drag that boat all the way up here, and it's very heavy, which is why it's still there, and I'm pretty tired. But I'm setting up the tent here, and gonna go with a no rain fly again tonight, because there's a 0% chance of rain tonight, so I think I'll be fine. So yeah, I've already got supper rehydrating. I'm pretty hungry and I'm tired, so I'm just gonna eat some food. So for supper, I have a chicken fajita bowl by Mountain House, and then green chili mac and cheese. So I'm going to enjoy that, but it is an absolutely beautiful evening. The sun is setting and the water continues to rise. So it was probably 6 feet back when I got here. It just continues to slowly creep up. So that's one of the reasons why I chose this spot as a campsite, is because I've got that little hill right there. So if for whatever reason the water comes up more than what looks like usual, I'll be fine. So yeah, I'm going to get everything in the tent, hopefully get the video edited rather quickly, and get to bed, because I am tired. Okay, so all my stuff is in the tent. All I got left is I got to drag that boat up here. which I'm not terribly excited about, but it's got to be done, so we're gonna get to it. Okay, so it's 8:30. The sun has set. I've got the boat pulled up here, and it's tied to the tent. Just extra security in case the water does come up more than I expect. The boat will be tugging on the tent before it takes off, and hopefully wake me up is the idea. Honestly, not necessary. It just makes me sleep better. And I think that's about it. So I'm gonna go in the tent, I'm gonna enjoy supper, and then set up my bed and either go straight to sleep or try to get the video edited. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm really tired, so we'll see. So I think with that, I'm gonna say good night. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.